Hello, I'm Gary York. So you think you want to be a correction officer? Well, I'm here to tell you that we need you. I'm author of Corruption Behind Bars and Inside the Inner Circle. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for topics like this and training videos and many other concerns within our prison system. Tonight I want to talk about the stress and fatigue and stress reduction that correctional officers must always work on and face every day in their career. Yes, corrections is a very stressful career, but it's also a rewarding career. It brings the good and the bad with it. That's why we need people who are mentally and physically tough. We need honest people with integrity, and we need people with awareness to apply and work in corrections. I'm going to talk to you about some of the issues that you deal with in corrections, and after you hear it, if you think you're not good enough to be a correctional officer, please don't feel bad. It is not for everyone. Not everyone can handle a career in corrections. Please find yourself another job, and we appreciate your thought about coming to join us, but we only want the best to be in the correctional officer field. It's a tough field, and it's a strong field, and it's a needed necessity of life. Unfortunately, we have prisons, we have inmates, and we need people to provide care, custody, and control of those inmates and stand the line and protect our citizens on the streets and also protect every single one behind the prison walls, and that includes the inmates. Because remember, part of our job is care, custody, and control and protect the inmates, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, you might need to take a second thought on being a correctional officer. Being a correctional officer is rewarding, and it has its baggage. By rewarding, I mean you can be proud that you can protect your community, proud that you're protecting your fellow staff member and covering their back. If you're a correctional officer brother or sister, you need to stand up for each other. Any of us that have been in this career for a while know we're not all going to get along. And some of us may not even like each other. But we all know that when the bell rings and trouble starts, every single one of us better be there to back up the officer and protect the officer from danger. If you turn the other way during an incident and run, just keep running out the door. And don't stop till you get to your car and get out, because we don't want you. We don't want that type of person to apply. We don't want cowardice within the correctional system. Now, the baggage I'm talking about is long hours, many times 12-hour shifts, with mandatory overtime, meaning your day off comes, and you have to work on your day off. So now you've got one day off out of the week, and if you're like me, yes, now I work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, but in the military and in corrections, I worked many, many years working the shift, had mandatory overtime also, volunteered for overtime. But that doesn't end at work. We all have homes we have to keep up. We have to mow the yard, we have to feed the animals, we have to pay the bills, we have to buy groceries. My God, with one day off, that really makes a long, long week, week after week. So, to be a correctional officer, you need to be physically strong and mentally strong. Please exercise. Please try to eat right. Yes, I love my hamburger and pizza too, but we have to try to eat right because we cannot let ourselves go. We have to stay strong to keep up with that 12-hour shift and that mandatory overtime. We have to stay strong to deal with an aggressive, physically attacking inmate and try to hang in there those 2 or 3 minutes with the inmate until we get back up. Those extra seconds that you can prevent yourself and fight off the inmate's attack could save your life. So remember that next time you have a few minutes. Get down on the floor while you're watching TV and do some push-ups and do some sit-ups and do some jump rope in the garage. And you don't have to be a super-duper athlete. Just do something to stay in shape. And we have the risk factors, as I just explained, of dangers constantly. Weapons all around us. That's why I said earlier we want people with awareness. Be aware of your surroundings. Use your peripheral vision. when you're walking in the dorms. Walk in the safe areas. I mean, no dorm area is 100% safe, but if you have a top tier, don't walk out on the side where they can throw things down on your head. Walk underneath. Be aware. We want people with awareness. Use your peripheral vision. Have eyes in the back of your head. Head on a swivel, as we always say in the Army. Same thing in corrections. You need to know what's going on around you. If you walk a straight line and have tunnel vision, this isn't going to be a good job for you, because we have all types of dangers coming from every angle. So be mentally alert with awareness. Now, I want to also express my concerns that everyone must have rest. Rest is very important. And I know it's hard to get the rest you need, but when you come home, it's hard to sleep, it's hard to wind down. Try to find a method that can get you relaxed and fall asleep. And get to sleep early when you get home, because you need to rest as much as you can to stay alert for the job. And don't let the frustrations of the job get to you. You will face boredom at times. Yes, this job has areas and hours of boredom, the night shift especially. Hours and hours of inmate count time. Hours and hours of staying alert to be listening in case there's a problem in one of the cells where the inmates are sleeping at night. And you have to stay awake. Do not fall asleep on shift. When you fall asleep on shift, you're placing everyone in the institution in danger, not leaving you out. You're in the most danger when you're asleep. Even though the inmates may be locked down, you just never know what's going to happen. Inmates escape, don't they, from the prison to the outside? Inmates can escape out of a cell into the open dorm area or housing unit area. Don't think that it can't happen. So don't fall asleep on duty. And also, with the influx of technology being smuggled into prisons these days with cameras, that's the last thing you want, is to find yourself on the news sleeping because an inmate has a cell phone and he videotapes you sleeping and sends it outside to his friends, who send it to the Channel 8 News, and they put it on news that the correctional officer sleeps while inmate films him. And don't think that that has not happened, and don't think that it can happen. So you also have to be ready to deal with shooting, self-defense, things like that. If that bothers you, then you need to move on to a different job. You'll have to work weekends and holidays. This is all a stress factor. While your family's home having Christmas dinner, you may be at work. If this bothers you too much, then this is not the job for you. But it is a rewarding job at the end of the rainbow. I have 28 years in, and I'm going to retire August 3rd, 2018. And I'm happy that I made it to the end of the line with 28 years, plus 10 years military. So after 38 years of government work, I'm ready to go. But I'm not leaving corrections. I want to work with corrections. I've been offered a couple of jobs already with the state corrections. And I told them I only want to work part-time. But I'm not leaving corrections, and I hope to keep talking to people in corrections. And hopefully anything I say, even if it's just one sentence I've said today, helps you. I'll be very proud that I helped you that way. But get an education. College does help promotion. Some people feel it should be the best candidate, and I'm old school. I know there's a lot of old school guys out there without, and girls without a degree, who make great supervisors, but agencies are going to the education now, folks. So get that college degree in case you want to get promoted and move up the ladder. If you don't, there's no shame in that game, because frontline staff are the backbone of corrections, and we need you. So I don't want to make this too long. I just wanted to give you some ideas and some things to think about. If I left some things out, I'm sure I did. I'm trying to keep this to 10 minutes. Please put some comments in the comment section about what you do to relieve stress, what you think we're looking for in a man or a woman to become a correctional officer in our field. And how do you like your career? Let's hear about some of your comments. And I'll post this YouTube video out to some of the correction sites as well as some of the social media where I get some feedback from some of the people that have never worked corrections, and sometimes they can be very intelligent, great tips for us, even though they've never worked in corrections, and some of them are very rude. But, I want to throw it out there. We're trying to educate and inform everybody about corrections. Remember, be proud of corrections. Thank you for listening. I'm Corruption Behind Bars, Gary York, author, Inside the Inner Circle. CorruptionBehindBars.com is my Facebook page and my YouTube page. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Good night.